Hey everyone! Earlier today we received the Battlefront 2 community update, as we are now only 2 days away from Wednesday's big release that'll include the addition of the Capital Supremacy Felucia map and the Clone Commando reinforcements. And unlike last week's sparse community transmission, this was the update we were looking for, as we now have new gameplay footage and great looks at Felucia and the full capabilities of the Clone Commandos. We'll start where the community transmission ended and look at the new Felucia map coming to Capital Supremacy. Living up to the standards set in Episode 3, Felucia looks absolutely stunning, exactly what we would hope for within the game in my opinion. I wasn't expecting anything less really, given the game's history for delivering spectacular visuals, but seeing it here is a big confidence boost, and I'm hoping it adds to the overall experience. First, we have to discuss the fact that the gameplay footage does show an ATTE present, and from everything I've seen at this point, it will be playable on the Republic side, finally unlocking the vehicle from the Geonosis map, which I believe is a huge plus. The update promises Felucia will introduce new ways to dominate the battlefront, with multiple flank routes and additions like mushroom spores that release lethal toxic gas. From the very quick gameplay footage, it looks like the exploding mushrooms are located at key points, not likely within command posts themselves, but choke points for example, which could add a new element to taking and defending CPs. We also have a much better idea of the verticality aspects discussed in the community transmission last week, with the presence of the all-important high ground in some areas, as well as just general large sloping inclines and declines. Overall, it just looks really fun, and I can't wait to experience this version of Capital Supremacy. Next, we also got to see the Clone Commandos in action, as well as in gameplay situations, showing off the new DC-17M repeating blaster rifle, which is unique to the new reinforcement. Even better, building off the information we received in a transmission a few weeks ago, we got to see their abilities in action. First is the anti-armor attachment, which reconfigures the 17M into a grenade launcher, and which fires up to 3 small grenades. Unsurprisingly, this ability appears to pack a real punch, dispatching shielded heavy infantry with ease. Second was the Clone Commando's Repulsor Blast, which unleashes a Jedi-like shockwave that pushes back and knocks enemies located within its cone to the ground, delivering a brief stun. From the CT and the gameplay footage, I would mention that it doesn't appear to reduce any health. It's just a quick way to gain an immediate advantage. Lastly is the Battle Focus ability, which I think will create a fun challenge of learning how best to incorporate it into matches. The ability grants both the commando and nearby allies a damage protection buff, in addition to healing the commando for a percentage of health whenever damage is inflicted by the commando. Although Felucia is at the top of my list going into this update, every time I see the commando, it does inch up closer and closer. We also received information regarding the 2 new game modes that will be introduced with this update, Instant Action and Co-op. Instant Action is exactly as it sounds, giving solo players the ability to jump into action against AI enemies, with the objective being to take command posts. In a lot of ways, it appears to be a combination of Capital Supremacy and arcade elements. Instant Action is customizable in regard to the map, AI difficulty, the length of the round, how fast battle points are earned, and whether the enemy AI can make use of heroes. In co-op, players can team up with 3 other players online to take part in large-scale battles, with the choice of all Clone Wars maps currently within the game. As I understand it, this week's update will allow co-op to be experienced only on Clone Wars maps, with the choice of either the Republic or Separatist factions for each 4-player team. Then, in October, the game mode will be expanded to all maps currently within the game, with the option then expanding to a choice of any existing faction. And that's the community update as we get closer to the Wednesday release. I'm probably more excited for this update than any other we've had for Battlefront 2, rivaling that which introduced Geonosis. Moving to some additional information that's been confirmed for next month and later in the year, we know that there'll be 2 special community events in October. And as confirmed by community manager Ben Walk, the rewards will be the Farmboy Luke from A New Hope skin and the Maul Kenobi emote respectively. There does also appear to be some Episode 9 The Rise of Skywalker updates coming later this year, but it was just a tease at the end of the update, so we'll have to stay tuned for that. To confirm, I will be streaming this update over on Star Wars Reading Club beginning at 10 AM Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, and I'll go for as long as I can. In that regard, it would be an honor if you would join us. Thank you very much for watching everyone, and as always, may the Force be with you. See you Wednesday everyone.